Hello, today we're going to show you some tips on how to build this TV stand. But a few things to keep in mind before we get started. You want to make sure you have a Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. This thing is heavy, so make sure to have a second person to help you move it around. And third, just make sure all the pieces are facing the right way when you're putting it together, and you'll do great. So with that, let's get into it. Just a quick disclaimer, these tips don't cover every step, so make sure you follow the instructions and complete all the steps in order. On step 4, we have piece 7 and 10, and then step 5 is 8, but we'll get there in a second. So for step 4, what we're going to do is we're going to tip this piece up, and then we're going to line up this notch here with this big notch down here at the bottom. So that will go and insert the dowel on this side, and then we'll secure it with the bolts on this side. All right, so that was step 4. Now we'll do step 5, where we put this piece on the other side. So this is piece 8, and you want to make sure that this little notch is also facing inwards towards the big notch, like so. And then we'll put in the cam locks. And with cam locks, we find that a flathead screwdriver is easier. It just helps give a little bit more torque on the cam locks. All right, now we can move on. On steps 6 and 7, we have pieces 5 and 6, and on these ones, you just want to make sure that the finished edges on pieces 5 and 6 are matching the finished edges on this piece here. So we'll just attach those with the cam locks, and then we'll be good to go. Just like that, and again, the finished edges are matching, and now we can put in the cam locks. All right, now we can move on. On steps 9 and 10, we have pieces 4 and 3. That's such a long piece. And you want to make sure that these grooves here at the top line up, and that these cam lock holes line up with the cam lock bolts when you're putting it in. You can put in the cam locks. Then we'll move on to the other side. Again, making sure that this groove lines up with this groove and that the cam lock holes line up here. And then cam locks again. All right, there we go. Now we can move on. On step 13, when attaching each leg, put the 4 bolts in part way before tightening them completely. And then on these corner legs, just make sure they're angled outwards. Next, we'll show you how to attach the hinges on steps 19 and 20. So for these, we have the extra hinge, and you're just gonna set that and rest that in there. And then with the other one that's attached to the door, you're gonna put that one up into the other grommet, and then we'll slide this one in to the hinge down here at the bottom, like so. Then we can put the screws in most of the way, not all of the way, so it goes. And the second screw in most of the way, not all the way though. All right, now that they're in most of the way, we can close the door and make sure our gap is even. It's not quite even right now, so we'll just scoot it out a little bit till we can get it looking pretty decent. And then now we can tighten them all the way. All right, now that they're all the way tightened, close it, double check our gap, and we're good to go. All right, there we go, your new TV stand. We hope this video was helpful for you, and for more tips, tricks, and guides, go to walkeredison.com.